Doctor, do you recognize this textbook as authoritative? No, I don't. All right, doctor, do you recognize this textbook as being authoritative? No, I don't. All right, doctor, do you recognize this textbook as being authoritative? No, I don't. You want to know what this is all about and why I'm asking the defense's medical expert all these questions? Come join me as I share with you some terrific information. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury attorney. And this will happen often during the course of a medical malpractice trial, especially when I'm cross-examining a medical expert, the defense's expert. The defense expert is on the witness stand. It's now my chance to get up and cross-examine their expert. Now, I want to establish from this doctor that there's certain information contained in various medical experts that are different and contradict what this expert says. The information contained in some of these textbooks are in our favor, and I want to show the jury this fact. But you should know that in New York, I cannot use any medical textbook unless a doctor says that it is authoritative. That's the only time I can open up to a certain page, and now I can quote from whatever is in the book and ask the doctor whether he agrees or disagrees with it. If he says it's authoritative, I read him the quote and he says he disagrees. Now later on in closing argument, I can argue to the jury, ladies and gentlemen, look at this. This doctor has authored this entire authoritative book. Who do you think is smarter? Or words to that effect. To show to the jury that here this expert is coming in contradicting the authority. So now at trial, every medical expert has been prepared by the defense attorney to tell the jury, no, this textbook is not authoritative. Why? So that I can't use the textbook to go ahead and question the doctor, even though he used the textbook today, even though he used it to train, even though he used it to study himself. He's going to say, oh, it's outdated. There's new information coming out on a regular basis. So why would I take one textbook after the next, after the next? Why? Because I want to show to the jury that this doctor is playing a game. I want to show him that he doesn't recognize any textbook as being authoritative. Doctor, do you recognize this textbook as being authoritative? No. How about this one? No. How about that one? No. How about this one? So now I'll have a stack of 20 textbooks, and by the time I get to 7, 8, 9, the jury understands what's really going on. And the jury recognizes why the doctor is not acknowledging any textbook as being authoritative. So why do I share this information with you? I share it with you just to give you an insight and an understanding into what goes on in these medical malpractice cases here in New York. You know, I understand and I realize you're watching this video because you have questions or concerns about your own matter. Well, if your matter did happen here in New York and you have not started a lawsuit yet, but you have questions that need to be answered first, what I invite you to do is pick up the phone and call me. I can answer your questions. You know, this is something I do every single day and I'd love to chat with you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, Gerry, at oginski-law.com. That's it for today's video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a fantastic day.